Hi everybody, this is Backblast. Here I am again. It's Stationeers, and I've been building a little bit since I was last here. I can't remember if I showed you the battery thing up here. I'll check my other videos. If not, I'll go through it next video and tell you all about that. But what I've been doing is I've built this big building. It's quite difficult to see actually because the light is about to fade, but it's a big building. I'll just we'll show you down here because we've put steps in here now. Lovely, and it's basically a big metal box. It's got a couple of glass windows and a glass door, and it's lovely panels inside. You know, there's a couple of heaters and a couple of lights and lots of pipe work and stuff, and I'll come back to that in a second. I want to just show you what happens upstairs. I've done nothing with the rest of the base. This is where the rest of the base is going to go. It's going to go maybe downstairs or something, or there'll be an airlock there or something like that. But I'm quite happy for this to be outside for now. I could always enclose this whole area and make my entrance up here. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure. I certainly know that I want to move these machines downstairs. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to tell you about how to get oxygen. So, if we look at our number 2 on our suit, we've got an air tank on our back. And mine says 1011 kPa. And that is how much air is left in my air tank. There's about 1,000 kPa to go. Right, so basically, how do we get more air? Well, these oxides that we've got, that we picked up, let's just have a look down here, in here, there we go. In fact, let's just put that cable coil up there. Let's take this mining belt, swap it over, and in our mining belt, these oxides here, these lovely blue ones, they contain oxygen. Okay, and we can extract that by basically getting the thing out during the day. I mean, getting the rock out during the day, so that you can. It will effectively melt. Really, that's it. That's the word I was looking for. So the idea of this is we've built this room, so it's fully enclosed. So we've built the frame, and then we've put the metal panel on, which creates the cross, and then we put the metal panel on which fills it in. So we've done that with all of the room, and also I've done it with not just these on top here, but also on top of this is another block, and on top of that's another block, on top of that's another block. So it's fully enclosed. It's not like this is a block and this is a block and then there's nothing on top of this one. I hope you know what I mean. There's none of these corners are exposed effectively, although that one's effectively exposed to the outside world. I don't think there's another block on top of that one. I'm walking into a door. No, there isn't. So yeah, so we've put fronts on. These are easy to make. These are panels. So if these are made in the auto lathe, I think, under door panels or something like that. Glass sheets, iron frames. Certainly kit door. Kit door is one of them. Kit door is the kit door. And there's 2 different styles to the kit door. And again, you can just scroll it when you make it, and it'll give you 2 different options with that. I quite like the one with all the glass in. The other one's a little bit funkier, more like inside a spaceship sort of thing. Yeah, well, that's that. I'm not going to tell you how to make panels. I mean, you know how to make a few things by now. What I want to do is tell you some technical bits, really, is what we're after. We already have our hydraulic pipe bender, which is here, and this makes all of the things like the pipes that we're going to need to make this thing. Now, the most important thing, and it took me ages to find it, is the atmospherics. So let me just show you a few things. So pipe valve, we need one of those. Pipe valve. passive vent we need, a tank we need, pressure regulator we need, and loads of pipe. And I think that's it. Atmospherics, that was it. There was the atmospherics. Build kit atmospherics. Okay, you need one of those. Took me ages to work out that one. Gas tank storage. Build one of those as well. Right, so if we go upstairs, basically what will happen is when we unleash our gas downstairs in our room, it's going to come out and it's going to come into this, and this is the atmospherics, and it's got two different options. Again, when you build it, it's got either air conditioning or whatever on earth this is. This is filtration, that's it. Now the other thing I've got in my hand, I've just put in my left hand there, is a filter, oxygen. And again, you build that in your pipe bender. There's lots of different ones. So there's an oxygen one, there's volatiles, there's CO2. Whichever you put in the back of this is what it will filter. Okay, everything else will get thrown out the waste pipe. So basically this is the in pipe. There's power. I've got a mixture of heavy and light cable just going to it. Basically I've just powered it up. I've put the data in, but I didn't need to, and actually it's connected to the wrong wire anyway. This is just temporary. I moved one of my solar panels. I used to have 3 up by the tower. I've moved it over here. I think the idea will be that this room gets powered separately. I don't want it on the grid. It'll just come off this one solar panel, and there'll be a separate battery for it, and we'll leave it because I'm not going to be using it all the time. And it will be there'll be more filters eventually, so I can filter out not just oxygen but CO2 and things like that. So we've built that. This is the in pipe. It comes in, filters the oxygen comes down that pipe back into the room. This is a passive filter, so you put your passive filter here. That's all it does. It just sits on the outside. Everything else, like all the bad gases and whatnot that we're not actually collecting at the moment, will come out of here. That's that. Let me take you downstairs. Show you what goes on downstairs. Which tool belt have I got on? I've got that one on. Right. So, in here, we have an active vent. Alright, we've got it set to outward. Outward? Inward? I don't know. Right, it's set to outward. I think that's right. We've got a pressure regulator, which is set to 4,000 at the moment. We're going to switch that on. I'm not going to switch the vent on just yet. And then we've got the canister, which is 402 it's got in it. There's a valve here. We're going to open the valve. So basically the gases will get sucked in through here, up the pipe, through the filter on the roof, and then the oxygen will come back down here and into the tank. So basically this pipe just goes down, round the back and up into the bottom there. That's it. That's all there is to it. If we look at our handheld here, it says atmosphere analyzer. There's no pressure, no temperature. Okay, let's just drop that for now. If we go outside and we hold these things in our hand, nothing happens. Okay, we need to wait for the sun to come up, because when the sun comes up it starts melting the ore. As the ore melts, I've found that if I'm in here it won't melt. It just won't melt. So what I need to do is I need to be out here. When it starts melting, I throw it inside and then I go in and shut the door. If I put a glass roof on it so the sun shines in, I could do it. Also, if I have something like a furnace or something that can make some heat inside, I think that'll work. I'm not sure about that. I will test it and let you know. But that's basically it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until the sun comes up, and then we'll have a good go at messing about with these gases. Okay, so just bear with me and I'll be back in 1 second. Hey everybody, here I am again. The sun's just come up. I can just see the sun peeping over the top here. Starting to get light up there. We want to get light down here really. Still pretty dark down here. Now I won't be able to find the light switch, but there you go. There we go. I don't know if I need the heaters on. I had them on the first time I did this. I'm not convinced that you need them. Especially with the door being open. I think I'll leave them on just for now. Now then, if we put our ore in our hand, everything's good to go in here, isn't it? So vents on, set outward. This, I'm going to increase this to maybe 5. We'll try that. The canister's currently got 404 in it. Right, let's go and put this material in our hands and see what happens. So, if it melts, we're going to throw it straight in there, okay? So, yep, it's melting. So, throw it like that, and then what we're going to do is close the door. You see all the gases going out? Now what's happening is they've gone, they've escaped into the room. So if we switch this on. Why is that not switching on? Weird. Is the battery dead on this? Oh, the battery might be dead on it. Charge empty. Oh no, nightmare. Okay, right. Right, you can see what happens with these. If you set the gas to inward, okay, what it does is it now sucks it all in. It's sucking it all into there. Alright, that's what we want, because it's all going in there. And if that was working, I'd be able to show you these pipes are now filling with gas. The trouble is, have I got a battery in anything else? Now this takes a large battery, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Charge is low, but right. Let's just drop that. Pick this up. Charge is empty. I think it's the same one, isn't it? It's the same battery, right? Yeah. Oh, great stuff. So it's saying in the world pressure's dropping in the pipe network. It says 2.3 kPa. In here it's 232. Let me just yeah, so we can see it now. In the pipe coming down it's at 522, and in the gas tank storage canister it's now 522. Okay, so it's gone up from the 400 that it was before. Now if you want to take that out, switch that off first. But it's gone up, so that's our way of making more oxygen. There you go. It's melting away. It's going into the atmosphere. It's going into the vent. See, the temperature's gone up. It's not that heater though, is it? It can't be the heaters. I think it's the fact that it just is daylight and it thinks, oh, daylight's hitting in here. I think it does work in here. I don't think you need to go through the rigmarole of throwing it in every time. But you see the pressure dropping in here now. 2.2 kPa. 781, 782. It's going up. So in the world it's going down now. It's almost none left. 621.54. It's going down. So this one is at 789. Okay. So that should be more or less what the canister is. And as soon as this stops dropping, it stops going up, you can switch off the valve. So I'm going to switch the valve off now anyway. I'm going to switch this off and switch that off. It should really have a valve on here. so that I can switch this off and keep the gas in the pipe, but I don't think it comes back out through there. So if you can see now, in the world there is very little pressure, 19 PA, which will disappear as soon as I open the door. Temperature's very low, but in my gas canister I now have 790 kPa. So if we get some more ores, we can use this to create oxygen. Okay, and we can live. Hooray! Because my oxygen is going down very, very quickly. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you like the series. My name is Backblast. I'll see you next time.